What needs to change?
Nobody's born hating women.
Misogynist attitudes and behaviours are learned and can escalate, so we need to educate on respect and equality and prevent misogyny at every level along the scale.
Intervention is vital to address the harmful attitudes and lad banter that spurs some people towards more severe outlets of misogyny.
Everyone can play their part in challenging issues at the lower end of the scale to prevent escalation to violence.
Misogyny should be taken as seriously as other kinds of hate crime, violence and far-right extremism.
Local public services need a joined-up strategy co-created with survivors, academic experts and the third sector.
This must address the backlash factors and the inadequate and off-putting experiences of the legal justice system, which stop victims from speaking up and being believed in their families, communities, and in the courtroom.
We're tired of empty promises. We see local politicians posing for photo opportunities and token gestures, but a lack of real action.
I want funded, meaningful interventions and campaigns. I want local services to listen to women and support the grassroots groups taking action.
When we do turn to the police and other public services, we're not getting the consistent improvements and lessons learned that we've been promised.
Several women reported the same man at their various local police stations, but Derbyshire Police didn't join up the dots until local advocates raised it. It's a systemic problem that needs to change.
Some local authority leaders won't even use the word misogyny, even in the strategy to tackle violence against women in case it upsets men. You have to name the problem to have any hope of addressing the problem.
Derbyshire Police shocked me with an insensitive Clare's Law disclosure about my boyfriend's abusive past. I was alone and distraught. There was no help offered, and they told me I couldn't talk to anyone about it because of data protection. Surely a charity should always be there to support someone through this.
Sometimes the local police do a thorough job investigating, but the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, stop the case moving forward. The low conviction rates are appalling. The CPS needs to be more visible and open to scrutiny.
There aren't enough refuge spaces, as well as a housing shortage. Women are plucked out of their local support network and placed miles away, disrupting their lives and their children's education and friendships, and they're often forced to leave their pets behind. We deserve better.
Where possible, it should be the abusive men who are moved out to a residential rehab programme. We need support for victims facing multiple barriers.
Cultural stigma around divorce.
Lack of accessible refuge accommodation for disabled women.
Honour-based abuse.
Fear of losing spousal visa status.
Transphobia.
No recourse to public funds.
Lack of services for non-binary victims.
Institutional racism.
Poverty keeps victims trapped in abusive homes.
There are different views on the best responses to misogynist abuse. Some want stronger sentencing, some want alternative transformative justice, but there is strong agreement on the importance of education and prevention.
Healthy relationship education is vital. It needs to happen consistently across every school and in adult education.
It starts at home. We need to change the ingrained habits like paying more pocket money to boys, expecting the girls to do more chores, serving men's meal first, giving sons more speaking time while interrupting their sisters, excusing inappropriate behaviour by saying boys will be boys. These things teach kids who is worth less.
We need NHS-funded therapy at the earliest sign. A culture where people are expected to do the work on their insecurities, toxic masculinity and trauma healing before they start dating.
Early intervention. Many cases escalate before agencies know about it. Then it's too little, too late. We should be able to refer men for community-based help and behavioural change programmes at the first signs of misogyny.
We put speeding drivers on courses to reduce risk, so why not for crimes against women? Run programmes to nurture boys' empathy and boost girls' empowerment.
Overall, we have to shift this issue from a private, hushed women's problem to a society-wide public health concern.
Shift the scrutiny from women's lives to men's misogynist behaviour.
Put posters about it in men's toilets, require men to do the work on healthy masculinity, expect men to call out their mates and show the boys the way.
Stop telling women to have less freedom. Start teaching men to be safe.
Join us to make Derby a better place to live, love, work and play. Get inspired at www.derbyspeaksup.org.uk.